We're back with Sanford Murata, President and CEO of Sanford Murata Inc.
Are you able to share with us a story of an experience you had by being a part of a group like this? But I guess you could call it a mastermind of improving yourself, maybe improving your business, just all in all improving the community.
Yes, I have a great story to share with you about that. And that is, as I mentioned, I'm a member of a Rotary Club, the Rotary Club of Honolulu Sunrise, and in our international convention that I attended in 1994 in Taipei, the then President Huntley asked us to look in our backyards to serve and help others. Instead of looking far afield and going to places that we may not have as good a knowledge about, he suggested that we look in our own neighborhoods, in our own backyards. And I took that message back. The message in that year was be a friend. So I said, who can we be a friend to? We meet at the Pacific Club, which is at the slope of Punch Bowl. Papakolea is at the other slope of Punch Bowl, on the other side of Punch Bowl. And I thought it'd be neat if we could help serve the people of Papakolea, which is a Hawaiian homestead, one of the few urban Hawaiian homesteads. So I happened to know some people who lived in Papakolea, and I asked them if we could help them help themselves. So we formed Kako'o Papakolea. This is a fantastic story because we were involved with Kako'o Papakolea for about 7 years. They got to a point where they thanked us for our help and said, now go please help other people. I'll give you one story and maybe two examples. What we did, which is very inspiring, was we helped them build a community sign. That was number one on their wish list. It only cost us $200 to buy the rocks. The men of the community, many of them who are Masons, built the structure for the sign. We had the sign tiles donated by one of the ceramic companies, and it says, welcome to Papakolea. And the sign was built in the weekend by the men, mainly, of Papakolea, and some of the others who helped. It was such an inspiring event because I was there on Saturday and Sunday when it was built. And I saw people who drove by and they honked their horns and they waved and yelled. And what it did, it built a kind of spirit of togetherness that maybe didn't exist up to that time because the men were not as inclined to participate in the community service projects that were going on. It was mainly the women. But now that the men could do something, this is physical labor, they did it with great pride. And it only cost $200. You might remember some of the community signs that were being in those days cost several $100,000. So, answer your question, it was gathering a group of people who had a common vision and joining up with others in a specific community to share our vision with them and actually ask them for their vision and help them implement that vision.
Career 41 years in business. You have a lot of high-powered friends. You've got a lot of strong relationships. How are you building these relationships, and what can you teach us about building relationships?
Well, that's an interesting question. I don't look so much as having a relationship for a specific purpose. Relationships are created because of the sincerity you have in that relationship. With the values that you apply in that relationship, whatever they may be for each individual, will cause that relationship to take shape. Let me go back to the Be a Friend theme of the 1994-1995 Rotary year. If you be a friend to everyone you meet, no matter who they are, whether they're high-powered or not, that will create a relationship. And if you're sincere about being a friend, and you are consistent with that sincerity, that relationship will grow, as you say, build a relationship. It'll grow, and it'll be meaningful. And it could be a relationship that started, say, 20 years ago, and you may not be in contact with that person until after 20 years. But if you had a strong connection to the person that you built that friendship with 20 years ago, today it'll be the same. It'll be as strong. So it's, to me, it's not so much a conscious effort to build a relationship. It's a way the way you lead your life. You lead your life based on your values, and you're sincere about those values. The relationships will come about and they'll grow. It'll be natural. It has to be a natural process. It can't be something you force. It can't be something artificial.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.